What is up, gamers? It's your Average Joe with Average Joe Raids. Today, we are going to take a look at Kael and how to effectively build him to be the fastest campaign farmer that we can get out of him. So, a campaign farmer is one of those guys that runs 12-3 brutal, but a lot of times when you're in the mid-game, you don't want to spend your resources building up a campaign farmer to level 60 when you have so many other champs that would be more effective and more useful in other places of the game. And so a lot of times Kael is your campaign farmer at the very beginning if you did choose him, and he does it pretty slow. And so when you get into the mid game, you're starting to figure out like who you want to use, and we're gonna see how to repurpose your Kael so that he can be your campaign farmer until you really get into the late game and you can build a basher or a fellhound or someone that's going to be your 7-second campaign farmer. I do have a video on how to build a 7-second basher campaign farmer if you want to take a look at that on the channel. But today we are going to gear Kael from the ground up. We're going to run him, see how quickly he can run through campaign, and we'll show you how to repurpose your Kael to be the best brutal 12-3 campaign farmer he can be. So this is also going to be a little bit of a tutorial video on the Hell Hades optimizer. So I'm going to bring this up, click upload to website. That's going to populate this website tab with our champs here. And we will search for Kael. And we are going to optimize his artifacts. Just right at the beginning, I do have GPU optimizer on. We're going to put damage mode on because we want him doing the most damage possible. And you can see here, we're not including equipped artifacts. So this is all just our leftover artifacts that nobody's using. And we will take this down to like level 4 or higher. So if I put any rolls into it, it'll include it in the search. And no sets, I guess. Let's not limit him to lifesteal. We'll just do any sets. Because hopefully if he kills him fast enough, he won't need the lifesteal. We will do 200 speed because we want him to loop around for a second time since not all of his skills are AoEs like Basher would be. But then other than that, we don't care about anything. So we're just going to give him the 200 speed, no gear set requirements, and say, give me the most damage out of the account right now that's not on anyone. So we take a look at this, and we will gear this. I am going to screenshot. Actually, I'll just move this window over. We'll start gearing up this gear. So, first piece is a resilience piece because of the insane crit rate rolls on it. And then we got some cruel pieces, 2 cruel pieces, a helmet, purple 12, there we go, and speed boots, also purple 12, some good crit rate rolls. 2 perception pieces, shield 16, it's got a resistance of 11 plus 7, there we go. An attack chest piece, also purple 16, right there, 20% crit. And some instinct crit damage gloves. They're already rolled up. There we go. Okay, and so we are going to need the speed boots upgraded all the way. Everything else, that like the helmet and the weapon and this stuff, we can just leave unleveled. Keep it the way it is. And we can glyph some of the attack on this. There we go. Might as well glyph this attack too. See what we got over here. Lift the attack on the ring. Okay. No attack here. No attack here. Alright, so what we end up with here is, and I'm going to assume that this is kind of mid-game gear because it's gear that I don't have on any other champion, and I've got quite a few champions geared. So this is 28,000 health. What we're looking for here, 3,100 attack, 207 speed, 100% crit rate, 234 crit damage. So that's what we're looking for. The 217 resistance actually might help if Lord Shazar gets a bomb move off in that last wave. But that's the Kael that we're looking at. Let's take a look at his... I do have the blessing on him for Phantom Touch, although it's not necessary, I don't think. The Masteries we're running with here, we've got the crit rate, the Keen Strike for more crit damage, full HP, more damage. We've got this here, Whirlwind of Death, for more speed for everyone you kill. Cycle of Violence can reset the cooldown by 1 turn for his A2 after you do more than 30% damage to a target. We got Helm Smasher here to ignore defense. And then over on the support tree, we've got Cycle of Magic for also trying to get another cooldown on his A2. And we've got Spirit Haste for more speed for each dead ally. So those are kind of the main essential masteries. I think another one that would be good here would be... I don't think that this would matter too much. I think getting this 8% for the first hit on each enemy would actually be better. So you would do Keen Strike and you would do Heart of Glory, and then instead of coming over here to this one, you would come over here to Ruthless Ambush and also get Whirlwind of Death. And then you would have to come down to Wrath of the Slain, which also gives you more damage, I guess. So yeah, that would be a better mastery layout. I don't really want to spend the gems for that, but I would do Wrath of the Slain instead of Bring It Down. And then you still got these two, Methodical, Kill Streak, down into Helm Smasher. So that's the build I would go with. And I'll move myself back over here. And then you've got your support tree masteries over there. So let's take Kael into 12-3. And we'll see how fast he can be here with this build. Because I think this is pretty much a mid-game build. Get some food in here that actually would be helpful for me to level up. I guess I'll do these 3-star guys. And here we go. Gonna see how fast it is. I'm gonna guess less than 20 seconds. Hopefully even less. But I guess the issue here is we're not getting a chance for them to kill our allies to give us more speed, and that means the allies are going to take turns, which is going to eat up time. So we got 16 seconds here. Now, to compare here, my Basher, let's take a look at my Basher to compare. So Basher is running with 3,700 attack and 222 crit rate, 101 crit damage, 119 speed, so he can run a lot slower. And we've got this instinct set, which remind me what this does again, ignores 20% of enemy defense. Whereas with Kael, we've just got ignores 5%, and we actually have about 600 less attack, and about 10% more crit damage. So this is a pretty comparable build between Kael and Basher, other than Basher is ignoring some more enemy defense. So these are similar builds. Basher does have similar masteries for the speed, cycle of violence, helm smasher. So similar masteries, similar gear sets. Now let's take a look at what a dedicated farmer would be, so that you can kind of get the idea here. We've got Kael at 16 seconds. We're going to throw Basher in here, and you'll see what the difference is here. Basher has AoEs on every ability, and he's only a rare champion, but you can use him in your faction wars. You could build him with accuracy in a stun set to use in Doom Tower, but there is my 7-second farmer. He's AoEing every single move. He's ignoring the defense. He's got the damage. Let's stick Kael back in. So you're mid-game. You don't want to build a dedicated campaign farmer. Let's reuse Kael so that you're not losing out on resources you've already spent to max a champion. Let's take a look at this. See if it's faster than 16 seconds, slower than 16 seconds. If he uses his A1 here, the last wave might be... Nope. See, he's not really smart enough to know I don't need to use my AoE for one enemy left. So this one is actually going to be more than 20 seconds. But still less than 30. So we'll try one more, see what this is, and we'll average out the times. If he would just use his A1 here for the remaining 2, then I think he would, using the A3 on the last wave, would get it done in like 15 seconds. But his AI is not smart enough. So an alternative here would be if you actually set up a team. Let's see, I don't think this is the team I use. If you set up a food team with him, where like you change his masteries to say opener, and then if just have it be opener and don't use on every round, then if he doesn't have it, he won't use it. But that does save the A2 for round 3 for a one-shot. So this is another way. This would be a little bit more effort, but you could set up a team like this and then fill in your food there. Oops, got to enable it. And run a team like this. And this way, Kael's going to always try to open with his A2 if he has it off cooldown. And then if he doesn't have it, he just doesn't use it for that round. So here, he doesn't have it, so he's going to use his A3 and then just A1s after that. And now he should have it here, and bam, his A2. So that's 13 seconds. Let's see if we can get a second one that is less than 15 seconds to be consistent. So here we go. He didn't have it, so he doesn't use it. Really is slowing us down is the food champs taking turns here. But here's another A2 and 15 seconds. So I'm going to call this a 15 seconds or less farmer, especially if you're going with just uncommons. They're probably not going to take a turn because they're going to be slower than the rare champs in here that I've got as food. So we'll go with 15 seconds or less for Kael to be your campaign farmer. This will help you a lot in champion training, tournaments, and events. And hopefully this helped you guys out, and you can repurpose your Kael to be your campaign farmer so that you don't have to waste resources to build your own. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.